afternoon to all our kababayans who are watching right now. This is Jovie Calma, and welcome to another exciting showbiz mini portion here at Chicago Philippine Reports. I am very excited and thrilled because we have a very special guest for today, and he is one of the finest and good-looking still actor in Hollywood. Please help me welcome Mr. Walt Willey in the house. How are you, Walt?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for coming by today, Jovi. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and we're so happy and thrilled to meet you in person. And we're having an exclusive interview for Chicago Philippine Reports. So, congratulations! I know that All My Children has been one of ABC's most successful soap opera, and you're part of it. You're part of that momentum. So, how do you feel about that, Walt?
Well, we've been on, or we're on, for 41 years, and I was there for 25 of those, almost a quarter of a century on All My Children. It's great to be part of the what would you call it? The cultural folklore, I guess, of America, and to be with Susan Lucci, of course, who played Erica Kane for 23 of those 25 years. I mean, that's being part of the franchise, certainly. And this tribute to Pine Valley that we're doing, so many people were so very disappointed when the show was canceled because it is part of so many people's lives. I know when we do these things, we have people come up to us and say, I watched for all these years because my grandmother and I used to watch when we were kids. I have people come up and say, my mother came over from the Philippines in 1979 and learned to speak English from watching All My Children. And when you hear things like that, you realize that this tribute to Pine Valley is really that. It's not a wake. It's not a funeral. It's a celebration of those 40 years and the shared experience that we all have. It's kind of like going to a family reunion when you have a whole lot of cousins you never see. You don't really know them, but you all have the same grandfather, or something. So there's this common thread.
Of course, for all our televiewers and the fans who have watched and being with you and share the triumphs and the joys of All My Children. In fact, I would just like to give a shout out to my camera guys, but telling me Christian Abasolo has been watching All My Children too.
It was never just housewives. I mean, I can't tell you how many people. I can remember going, it was about 1995 or so, going into the Chicago Bears locker room. Yeah. And here's these 310-pound linemen sitting there watching All My Children on the TV in the locker room. And boy, you wouldn't want to turn that channel then. That's for sure. Hey, that's my story, So it always surprised me, people from every walk of life watching.
And of course, we're very proud of you, Walt, because I know that you're originally from Illinois. Right. And you're part of this big celebration of All My Children, the very successful soap opera. And how I wish that, it could have been stayed on the air, but I know that there's like a big reason why it was canceled.
Yeah, there weren't enough people watching in real time. I mean, it was one of the most taped shows in television, of course, TiVo and all that. But you need to have people viewing in real time for the advertisers to be happy. And, of course, they pay for everything. At one time, Jovi, ABC Daytime paid for ABC News and ABC Sports. That's how profitable it was. But times change. Everybody's back into the workforce now, of course. And it makes a difference. And it just wasn't feasible to keep it on. Then, of course, the fans were teased by it going to the internet. Prospect Park was going to move it to the internet. And then the day before Thanksgiving, they made the announcement that they just couldn't make the deal work. And that fell through.
I know that you're the Jackson Montgomery,
yeah.
Very famous. How can you relate that character to Walt Willey?
Well, I think all actors, they create a character out of parts of themselves. So certainly there was a part of me that was like Jackson, or like they envisioned Jackson. Might have been a little easier for me because the story is that they actually wrote Jackson for me. I had been on Ryan's Hope, another ABC soap, and had been let go from there. And 6 months later, they had me come to All My Children. But I will say this, that the 25 years of playing Jack, I learned a lot from that fictional character. He was, in many ways, a better man than I. And it's interesting when you can learn from a character you're pretending to be. But that happened, so.
Wow, it's really great to hear that. But, I know that you're a really cool guy. But, how's your stand-up comedy act? Are you still doing that still?
I am. I just had a 2-month-long tour And during that tour, Jovie, we actually did video of the act, which is the first time I've done that. I work a little what's called Blue. It's an adult show. So I was always very leery of taping it and distributing it, streaming it, making a DVD, whatever, because I wanted to protect my good day job. Well, now that my good day job has gone away, I can do anything I want. I'm not under contract to ABC anymore. So we taped it, and we're going to be having that available for streaming for a while, and then we'll put it out as a DVD. So that was a lot of fun to actually be out on the road as a road comic for 2 months, and then I took 2 months off to hang out with my wife and kids out in New Mexico where we live, and now that the new year is here, start off. I'll be back in Los Angeles in February doing a project for Comedy Central. And then I've got a one-man show about Wild Bill Hickok, who is from Illinois as well. I don't know if you knew that. He's from LaSalle County, the same county that I was born in. And I'll be doing that in the spring. So after 25 years of this great job, now I get to kind of do whatever I want. It's unusual. I normally knew what I was going to do because somebody else was telling me. Now I have to figure it out myself.
Yeah, I've been doing that for the last 25 years. You're in the soap opera, and then now you're going to go back. I mean, you continue your passion also in doing like comedies and make people happy and people laugh. So that's going to be a good thing too. Is any other projects in mind aside from, the Comedy Central coming up in spring? Like, are you gearing into writing again? Because I know that you wrote a book sometime before.
Yeah, I wrote the one-man show about Wild Bill Hickok. I just had that in workshop, so just finished with that. I don't know. I'm also talking to a radio station here in Chicago about doing a radio show here. I would love to be here. Chicago is my, without a doubt, favorite city in the United States. I've been to so many of them. And I think, when you're a boy from Illinois, I think you're always in some way a boy from Illinois. And I would love to come back here. So who knows? I might be interviewing you.
Oh, that would be great. I will be honored. I will be humbled to do that. Yeah, let's do that.
That'd be great. That'd be a lot of fun. We'll look forward to that then, Jovie.
I am looking forward to that too, Walt. But I know that you're also active in like some charitable, like charities, before. I mean, right now, do you have some activities or projects that you're going into with?
Yeah, I have a theater in my hometown of Ottawa, Illinois. It's about 90 miles southwest of here. And every year we do a play at the end of July, and then our cast party is normally a charity fundraiser. I spend a lot of time on the road. I'm an auctioneer as well, believe it or not. I auction things, and I'll go to these charity events and help them raise money for that. And that's really one of the big honors. That's one of the big, to me, the opportunity with my little bit of celebrity to raise money for a good cause, I think, is one of the real wonderful perks of doing what I do and what I've done for so long, is to be able to go out there, see the fans, help them raise some money for one of their causes. And so I try to spend a lot of time doing that. I've been auctioneer. I think I've done it like 3 times in the past 5 months. I've gone out to help auction stuff off for charities.
And that's a very good thing for you to do. It's like a one way or another. We, all of us, each one of us has to do something for the community, and that's one way of giving back to them too.
Absolutely.
So
I will go even further to say that if you don't know what to do at noon, because All My Children isn't on anymore, get down to the hospital or to the school and do some volunteer work. It'll make you feel great.
So you've been acting for like many years. Can you refresh my memory? How long have you been acting?
Well, professionally, I moved to New York, I'm going to guess about 30 years ago.
Okay.
That can't be possible. I guess it is, though, about 30 years ago. And I've been working professionally as an actor for all of that time. I went to school down at SIU and was in, I guess, probably a dozen plays down there. But I don't think I ever thought it was, I don't know where I thought they got actors from, but I didn't think they got them from little farm towns in Illinois. So I think it took me until I was 30 to realize that, wow, I could go do this too. And I was very fortunate. I got to New York, and I had my first contract, I think, in 1985 on Another World. And so I've been working for 27 years in daytime.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. Walt Willey, it's an honor to have you here at
Thank you,
CPR
Jovie.
TV.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to see you again. And of course, we can't wait to hear you on the radio.
Thank you very much.
Definitely. So, this is Jovie Calma signing off with the one and only phenomenal and one of the finest actors from Hollywood. Of course, he's originally from Illinois, Mr. Walt Willey. This is Jovie Calma signing off. I'll see you all next week. Have a blessed Sunday, everyone. Bye for now.